Alright guys, let's take a look at PENGU for the first time since this candle right here on the 22nd of July, almost 50 days ago, back when I was still on vacation. Now we do have this downward sloping channel, and that's actually a good thing because usually those break to the upside. Now we do need to zoom in and take a look and see what it still needs to do that. But at 3.26 cents we will break this weekly resistance. Now keep in mind we're looking at this on a daily time frame, so we need a weekly candle over this line. But if we can get above this orange line, this is my daily resistances, at 3.37 cents, that would be good enough. Now we would probably continue up to this next resistance, which is again another weekly resistance. But yeah, if we can seal daily candles over any of these orange lines, they become support. So keep that in mind. Now these green lines are going to be a little bit stronger than these orange lines to get through. But we will get through them. It's, only a matter of time with PENGU. Now, if we take a look at the all-time high, it was back at about 6.8 cents. And yeah, your last resistance is 4.31 cents here. So there is nothing holding it back after that point pretty much, guys. Now, I actually bought PENGU all the way down. After I sold it at about 6.6 cents, I had maybe 5 or 6 buy orders on the way down here. So I've accumulated enough PENGU. It's about $100 bag for me at this point, but I probably only put about $20 into it. So I'm happy and I'm satisfied with my bag. I don't know if I'll accumulate any more. My wife also has her bag as well. But yeah, I even bought some down here. So my average is probably, although if I do look at it here, it doesn't tell me my average because everything I've used is from free money with PENGU. But I would say my average is probably about a penny and a half, maybe even a penny, but definitely not higher than 2 cents for sure. Now looking at the volume profile for PENGU, you can see this white line down here. This is the point of control. It sits at about 1 penny flat. Now, we do have a hump right here to get over. Once we get over about, let's say, 3.4, 3.5 cents, we can basically stair step our way up here. But we do have to get over this little speed bump right here. And unfortunately, we're right in the middle of that at the moment. But if we lose this, we do stand the risk of going all the way down to about 1.7 cents. There isn't a lot of volume holding us up, unfortunately, but there's a lot holding us back from going up. Now looking at the Bollinger Bands, you can see that it did squeeze a little bit. Maybe it was just, we can call this narrowness. It wasn't really a squeeze back in June, so we did have this little pump up here. But basically these Bollinger Bands on a weekly time frame are very wide at the moment. So let's look at the daily time frame. There isn't really much going on here either. I know it's a little bit hard to see because of this channel, but if I take this channel out, basically it's as thick as an intestine, basically, I would say. But yeah, there isn't any pinch here. So due to the Bollinger Bands, there isn't any price action, unfortunately. We need to see it come in on each other, kind of pinch together, and that's when you get these pops. Now jumping over to the RSI and stochastic here on a weekly time frame, there isn't much information on a weekly time frame with the Stoch, but we can see that this blue line looks like it wants to curve back to the upside here and cross this red line. So that's a good sign, but again, this isn't much information. RSI also isn't printing that long on a weekly time frame, but it is going up. So in my opinion, if we just consider that for the weekly time frame, okay, it looks fine actually. Now, daily time frame coming up pretty heavily on the stochastic. RSI is coming up pretty heavily. This will soon get overheated though on the Stoch. So maybe tomorrow or the next day, I do anticipate that hitting overbought territory. And yeah, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Actually, it's overbought on both the RSI and stochastic at the moment, unfortunately. So the 1-hour time frame, again, overbought. This has actually crossed the red line to the downside on stochastic, so not good. The 15-minute time frame, which is too low, really, it is oversold, so that's a good sign. But it's 15-minute time frame. It's not going to last very long. So if I have to, let's see, let's go back here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's put this at least on a 4-hour time frame. You can see that it's pretty much struggling right here with 3.26 cents. If we do make it through this without resetting some of those RSI and stochastics, I think 3.37 cents will be too much for it to really clear. Even though it's only a daily resistance, still, it is resistance, and a daily time frame is still a big time frame. So I don't think it's just going to blow through unless we see Ethereum really take off or Bitcoin start to take off. I do think it will sit here. It might go another 1 or 2 4-hour candles before it finally breaks this and resets the RSI and stochastic on those lower term time frames. And yeah, guys, that's what I think. Now, no matter what I think here, we need to look at the MACD and consider this as well. Now, the blue line somewhat looks flat here. I'm going to guess that this is probably going to start curving back to the upside. We're going to see the momentum shift again. And yeah, this is the weekly MACD that we're looking at. There isn't much history here, unfortunately, so we need to look at the daily. Now, the daily time frame is starting to print that first little green candle here, but it is a dark green candle. That's a good sign. The blue line has just crossed this red line to the upside. Again, very good. We had actually a red period here for a really long time. So this is something nice to see. So I do think momentum is in favor of going to the upside for PENGU here. Now back to the tokenomics here of PENGU. It's number 71 coin. So this is a very large coin, guys. It's in the top 100 and almost even in the top 70. So that's actually pretty good. Now, the max supply is this odd 8888888, so 88.8 billion basically. Circulating, again, you have about 3/4 of that out right now. So they can dilute a little bit more, but most of this is out. So like I said, the all-time low, 0.003. I was buying down here. All-time high, basically the day it came out. It's only about 52% down at the moment, and it's about 9 months old. So this is a coin that has probably bottomed, in my opinion. I don't see it going any lower. I do think this is a good project, and yeah, I do hold this myself. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, is trying to break this resistance right here. We do have this trend line. It goes back all the way to 15th of August, so about a month. We haven't really broken this trend line to the upside, and we're getting close. If we zoom in here, we're sitting at 112, 100 almost. And basically you have this resistance coming in at 112, 400, and you have this trend line. So that's going to be a little bit harder to break if we come to that today. So let's see if we can break it or not. But yeah, I don't think there's any economic news that should push us today. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is basically the data, and I'll get to that in a minute. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with 10 exchanges here, guys. If you use my links, of course, I do get some commission. It's only pennies, though, usually. And if you want to have a free 7-day trial of Moodix, you can find that here, and you can follow me on X here. Now, jumping back to Bitcoin, we do have a gap to the upside still. It's about $2,500. We need to get up to about $117,000 to clear this gap. And I do think we will do that probably this week if we get good macroeconomic numbers. Now, if we jump back to Ethereum here, we are sitting just slightly above $4,300. But where did we fall yesterday? We actually fell about, where did we close? Let's see, the closing price was 306. So this is a little bit different chart than what I have on my other PC, but we do have a weekly support right here. I probably should mark this off because I have it on my other PC. So we managed to hold $4,300. That is a good sign in my opinion. And yeah, we need to get a bounce. We have to start clearing some of these levels again. And we just had 2 weeks of downside and pretty significant downside, 2 weeks ago. Last week, I think, was more consolidation a little bit here. But I do anticipate that was probably it, guys. I do think we're going to start moving to the upside, and let's see what happens. Now, jumping over to the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, you can see that we are getting to the top of this flag. If we can break this flag, we need to break 1.62 trillion after that, guys. And we do have a target up here of about 1.75 trillion if we do break out from this flag. But we do have resistance on a weekly time frame at 1.62 trillion and 1.71 trillion on a monthly time frame. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance, we did lose 58.12% on a weekly time frame, unfortunately, but we did manage to save 58.61, and we're getting a red candle today, so this is good, but we do need to break 58.12%. But again, guys, we are going to have bounces. Look at this bounce here. So yeah, we had 4 weeks of downside, 2 weeks of upside. Here we had 3 weeks of mega downside. We have really a tiny upside here, actually less than the last time we went up. So in my opinion, it's not really much to worry about. Of course, there's going to be bounces along the way. Now, looking at the US dollar index, which we don't look at very often, we are getting support here at 97.6, but the last couple of weeks have been down so far, so Bitcoin is getting a little bit stronger, probably due to this. Now, if we look at Bitcoin monthly returns, September 3.5% up. We have, seen a couple of years in a row where we had green as well. So yeah, maybe we get another green month. I think probably people front ran here in August and they started selling because they said, hey, look at this streak here. Probably red is going to return again. So unfortunately, these people are missing out on gains. Now, if we go to the quarterly returns, Ethereum, still excellent, guys. It's still like 110% up. Bitcoin, not bad either. I mean, I can't say that's bad when you're 33, 34% up. So yeah, people, should have rotated from Bitcoin to Ethereum. They would have made a lot more money, of course, but still, you're not doing bad by holding Bitcoin. Liquidation heat map here in the last 24 hours, 237 million have been wrecked, so we are going up a little bit, but again, it's Monday, it's a trading day, so that's naturally going to happen. Now, fear and greed at a 51 today, so we're back in neutral. Yesterday was fear at a 44, but we have a little bit more than 11 hours before the next update. Now, if we, let me refresh this. Okay, it's still at a 59, this altcoin season index. We did go down yesterday from a 65, so I do have that post on X if you want to add me there, guys. But yeah, we did have a 65 yesterday morning, so we have cooled off just a little bit. Now, the bull market peak indicators, sell at the top, still 0 from 30 have been hit, still 100% hold. Pi cycle top indicator, 58.18% progress. Nothing, I believe, is over 90% still. Here we have 88, 87, and let me go down. Here's 82, 87. So nothing really to worry about, guys. Pretty much, it's 100% hold. You don't have to worry. When we start to see 7, 8, 9 indicators hit, okay, maybe we need to start selling. Here's your Pi cycle top indicator, so you can see that it really isn't even close to crossing, and actually it kind of looks like it wants to avoid it again. Like this orange line somewhat looks like it's curving back down. But anyways, let's go to the economic calendar. Today is really nothing. Tomorrow also, but Wednesday we have PPI, Thursday we have CPI, Friday Michigan numbers. That's the most important things this week, guys. Basically, PPI again Wednesday, CPI Thursday, Michigan numbers Friday. Now, all of those numbers are going to play a big role if we get a half-point cut or if we get a quarter-point cut. Now, let's see. I think we'll know more by Friday, of course. Pretty much it'll be locked in by Friday. And right now, 10% chance we still get a half-point cut. So that's actually good to see. Now, if we go back to Moodix here, we have sentiment is risk on, trend is growing, so that's good to see. Today has been a relatively good day as well. Now, Trueflation is showing we still have under 2% inflation, but of course the Fed doesn't go by this, and they never will, unfortunately. Now, crypto bubbles, I don't know what MEXC is, but that's huge. It's rank 98, so it probably just came into the top 100 now. And pretty much today looks good across the board. We have hour, day, week, month, and year all green. Now, if you go to Coinando, there is nothing with Pudgy Penguins here, unfortunately. But guys, you can check other coins here and go to staking, for example, and it's going to give you a list of coins. Now, they don't have all the coins on this list. I looked through this list the other day, and they start skipping numbers eventually, so you basically have to know where your coin stands, and then you can find it. But anyways, guys, let's go back here to Crypto Bubbles. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Like I said, check out some of those deals that I have below, guys. It really helps me if you use my links. Of course, like I said, I do get some commission, but unless you're putting in mega millions, I'm probably not going to get more than a few cents, guys. But a lot of those exchanges are good exchanges. I have signed up to all of those exchanges below. And yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. We're pushing 1,600 subscribers now. So really, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.